So, good morning, good people. Today is Tuesday, July 26th, and I thought that I would show my face on here to give a bit of an update on some observations that I've been making since I've been doing this herbal reset. Today is day 12 for me, and I'm feeling pretty good. I've been getting more and more creative with the meals that I'm eating, feeling satisfied with those meals. So, yeah. There are 6 main things that I've noticed. First things first, I said it on another post where I showed my meal, maybe yesterday or the day before, that I've noticed my body is not a fan of peanuts. This was proven to me last night when I had the recipe is called spicy tahini kelp noodles, and it called for a tahini peanut butter sauce, which I'd made the night before. And the tahini peanut sauce was fine. The entire recipe called for 2 tablespoons of each, so I don't think that my body really noticed the peanut butter so much because it was in such a small amount. Yesterday, though, I wanted a bit more of a peanut butter flavor yesterday. So I added about a tablespoon of peanut butter and let it melt in to my plate. So that ramped up the amount of peanut butter that was in the meal. I would say maybe an hour and a half later, my stomach felt really bloated and tight. It was a little TMI, got a little gassy, felt constipated, if you will. What I did to help relieve myself was I started yesterday as the first day that I took Diamectus Earth for a second time in the day. The directions for the Diamectus Earth recommend that you start with 1 teaspoon in the mornings and then you work your way up to 2 teaspoons throughout the day. So 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. Well, yesterday I did that and it helped because shortly after I drank the Diamectus Earth, maybe 15-20 minutes, I was relieved a bit. My stomach still felt bloated and gassy for a while. I'd say it probably disappeared while I was sleeping. The sensation probably disappeared once my body digested the food. So yeah, that was just confirmation for me that peanuts do not agree with my digestive system. And I first got an inkling of that some days ago after having eaten what they call the elephant peanuts as a snack. I was eating those as a snack almost every day to kind of help me feel full and feel like I was snacking because I'm a snacker. And I noticed then that my stomach was acting up. I was feeling bloated and tight stomach. And so, yeah. Unfortunately, I think your girl is not going to be able to do peanuts or peanut butter unless it's in very small amounts. The second thing that I've noticed is that my feet no longer swell. I'd started noticing that my feet would periodically swell, and this had started happening a couple of years ago, but it was very infrequent then, and I couldn't figure out what exactly was triggering the swelling at that time. Well, it's clear to me that definitely high sodium foods, like when I was eating a lot of fast food, and unfortunately alcohol. Your girl likes her white wine. And at one point I was having a glass or 2 a night, which is unhealthy in and of itself, but my feet also would respond almost immediately. I might be able to get away with it if I had a glass of wine every few days, but if I had a glass of wine every night, or if I had 2 glasses of wine even in one night, I would notice a little puffiness to my feet. So yeah, alcohol don't agree with your girl either. The third thing that I've noticed is around sleep. Now, I've never had an issue falling asleep. My family make fun of me a bit because I am famous for taking naps. Another thing actually about sleep is that I haven't had to take a nap at all. I fall asleep very easily, although I never had a problem, but I mean, a couple of the nights, the mister is like, we were just talking, like how, what? Last night we were watching the original It movie, and I remember I was watching it. Obviously, we were laying down. I was watching it, and next thing I knew, I opened my eyes, and something happened on the screen, and I said something about what was happening on the screen, and he turned and looked at me like, "Don't act like you weren't just sleeping." What? So yeah, falling asleep is a breeze. It was always easy, but it's a breeze now. I get deeper sleep. I notice. I rarely wake up in the middle of the night. I have been waking up around 3:30 in the morning to go to the restroom. It's been interesting that I've noticed like 3:36 I woke up this morning. I can't remember what time I woke up yesterday, but it was like 3:30 something. So that's been interesting. And then when I wake up, I notice that I'm groggier. Like I'm starting to feel a little more alert now. And I've been up for about 45 minutes. But the first 20 minutes or so, I am forcing myself to get up and move. And I think that's because I've been going to bed 11, 12 o'clock, which was fine before, but my body is telling me I need to go to bed earlier. So I'm going to try going to bed at 10 and see how that works. And then if need be, I will go to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm not scared to go to bed at 9 o'clock. Okay, I had to check on my beans that I am cooking down. They're dry beans that I soaked overnight. And since today is officially Taco Tuesday, I think I'm gonna make myself something of a burrito, but more to come later on that. Anyway, only a couple more observations. I have my little list that I'm working from here. So while I'm groggier when I wake up, but again, I think that's because I'm not going to bed early enough to give my body enough time to rest. I am noticing that I have more energy to exercise, and I have more energy during exercise. I've been exercising pretty consistently, but I'd gotten to a point where I was dreading it and I was forcing myself to exercise, or I was having to have my pre-workout to give me even just a little bit of energy to exercise. That's no longer the case. So I feel pretty good about that. I have also noticed that my appetite is reduced. Last night, I didn't even really eat dinner. I ate something, but it was really like a part two to lunch, if you will. I'd planned to eat a large salad last night for my dinner. Didn't happen, didn't need to happen. And then lastly, I've noticed that I have little to no cravings. I will say that yesterday when the mister came home, he warmed up some leftover food from takeout that he had the other night, and I could smell I can almost smell it now, like the warmth and the ooiness and gooiness of a biscuit. And it set off my craving for like, ooh, carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates would be really nice right about now. And I had all types of thoughts just because from habit, what? I guess my thoughts were, you can have it. They really were. My brain was trying to work out ways of, can you have something? And then just get back on. And I talked myself out of it because I was like, we've been down this road before. We know where this is going. If you have even one biscuit or a little bit of something, you're going to spiral down. You only have a few more days left to this herbal reset. This is the internal dialogue I was having. And it went away. And I actually ate something. I can't remember what I ate. Oh, actually, I got seaweed snacks and totally distracted myself, drank some water, and I was fine. And so that's the last thing that I really noticed, is that besides having little to no cravings, when the cravings do emerge, that's really the only one that I recall recently. Maybe the first day or two I had some cravings. But it's easier to overcome the cravings and to kind of distract myself from them. So yeah, like I said, things are going really well. Better than I anticipated. I'd put off starting this herbal reset because, listen, anytime that we do anything, make any kind of change, we have to be mentally ready for it. And that's what I was doing, was preparing myself to be mentally ready. I'm almost finished this part 1 of the herbal reset. The last day is officially Friday. I have some thoughts on what I will do Saturday through Monday to end out the month. I'm actually thinking to do a juice cleanse for those 3 days. And then starting for the month of August, I'm actually thinking to go raw for August. It's all preliminary thoughts. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so far so good. After the last day of this first part of the cleanse, I'll have 2 weeks where I don't take the herbs. And then after those 2 weeks are done, then I will start the second half of the herbal reset, which is another 2 weeks of taking the herbs. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's all I've got for today. And I'll be back later to show you what I ate yesterday.